Why is this house still a mess? I asked you to clean the living room first thing this morning.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I was about to, but I had to finish the laundry first.
Excuses, excuses. There is always something, isn't there? I shouldn't have to remind you of these things every day. The house needs to be spotless by the time I get home.
I understand, ma'am. I'll get to it right away.
No, this isn't good enough. You're here to make things easier, not add more stress. If you can't keep up, maybe I'll have to find someone who can.
I'll work faster, ma'am. I'll get it done.
Just make sure it doesn't happen again. Nonsense. Come on, leave my face this minute.
Honey, what is it?
Ask the maid.
I know you want the house clean and everything done just right, but have you thought about how much we're piling onto her? She's here to help, not to be treated like a machine. She's probably exhausted and struggling to keep up. Let's give her some breathing room, or at least make her feel appreciated, instead of overwhelming her with endless tasks. A little empathy goes a long way. It'll make her happier, and she'll work even better because she feels respected.
Unbelievable. Every time, you side with her, over me. Do you even realize how disrespectful that is? She forgets things, she's always late, and instead of standing up for me, you're defending her?
Come on, she's only human, just like us. Everyone has a bad day now and then.
Oh, a bad day? She has bad days every other day. And you always act like she's the one who deserves sympathy. I'm the one running this household. It's exhausting enough as it is without you constantly undermining me.
I am not undermining you. I just think a bit of patience goes a long way. She does try her best.
Patience? Patience? You think I'm not patient? I've given her more chances than I can count. And yet here we are, with you taking her side again. I don't need her excuses, and I don't need yours either. Are you even listening to what I'm saying?
I am listening, but I just think you're being a bit harsh. She's doing her best under difficult circumstances.
Oh, of course. I'm always harsh. Yet, you never see how much I put up with. Fine, next time she messes up, you can deal with it. See if she shows you the same respect. Excuse me.
I can't believe she just walked away like that. We were talking at least. I thought we were out of nowhere. She gets upset and leaves. I barely got a chance to say anything before she was gone. I don't understand what set her off. It's like she didn't want to actually hear what I had to say.
In this video, we'll discuss subtle signs that could indicate your husband is showing unexpected interest in the household help. From sudden personality shifts to unusual behaviors, we'll explore clues that might reveal a hidden crush. Join us as we dive into each sign, offering insight and perspective on what to watch for, and how to handle it if you start noticing these red flags. Sign number 1. Defensiveness, or secretiveness. If he becomes defensive when you bring up the maid, or if he tries to conceal or minimize interactions with her, it could indicate he's hiding feelings or behavior. Secretive phone calls, messages, or unexplained generosity could also suggest something more than a professional relationship. Stay tuned.
Hey, honey. I was thinking, why don't we do a big grocery run this weekend? Stock up on everything we need.
Oh, that sounds nice, but I'm swamped with work around the house. Would you mind if I sit this one out?
Of course, I understand. It's no problem at all. Actually, since it's a big trip, I could take Maria, the maid, along to help me carry everything. You deserve a break, after all.
You really thought this through, didn't you?
Just trying to be considerate. And it's practical, right?
Can you explain why you felt the need to go shopping with the maid? Was there something specific she know that I don't, or some reason you couldn't openly explain to me? Because, honestly, this doesn't sit right with me.
It is not a big deal. I just needed to get a few things, and she happens to be around to help me carry them.
I get that, but it looks improper to everyone else. Besides, if you really need help, why not wait until I am done with my work? I'm your wife, and I'd rather handle things like this myself. Having her go with you instead feels inappropriate, and it just leaves room for misunderstanding.
I didn't think it would matter that much. She's just the maid, and it is a quick trip.
Exactly. She's the maid. Her job is here, not to go out shopping with you. It's not only about the message it sends, but also about respect in our relationship. I don't want people questioning our intentions, or gossiping about this family. I'd prefer if, in the future, you keep errands like that for us to do together. Why are you going shopping with the maid, dear?
I know, but I thought it might be helpful if I go along. I have a few specific things in mind, and sometimes it's just easier to explain in person.
Is there something she can't find on her own? She's been shopping for us for years.
True, but you know how particular I am with certain things. Plus, it'll save some back and forth later, if I'm there. It'll be quick, I promise.
All right, if you say so. Just don't forget what's on the list. Listen, Maria, I want to have a quick word with you about today's shopping trip. When you head out with my husband, I'd prefer if you take a seat in the back of the car. It's best that you leave the front seat for either me or keep it empty. This isn't about anything you've done wrong. It's just that it keeps a certain level of decorum and helps avoid any unnecessary misunderstandings. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am. I understand.
Good. Thank you. Let's keep everything respectful and clear.
Maria, why are you using the back seat?
Madam warned me not to use the front seat.
Come to the front seat. Are you not fine now?
I am fine.
Do not tell Madam that you used the front seat of the car. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
I just wanted to talk to you for a moment, if that's all right.
Of course, sir. Is there something you need?
Well, it's not so much about needing anything. Lately, I have noticed how much you do for our family, how kind and caring you are with everyone. I feel like you deserve to hear how much it's appreciated.
Thank you, sir. I'm just doing my job. It means a lot to hear that.
I understand, but for some reason, I feel a connection with you that I don't feel as strongly elsewhere. I know this might sound unusual, but I've come to feel something more for you. I don't mean to make you uncomfortable.
Sir, I don't really know what to say. I'm grateful for your words, but you know there are boundaries.
You're right, and I respect it completely. I'm not trying to put you in a difficult position. I just wanted to be honest about my feelings. I know this could be complicated, and I would never want you to feel pressured.
Thank you for being honest, but please understand that my loyalty is to the family. I think it's best if we keep things professional.
Of course. I respect that, and I respect you. I just wanted you to know that your kindness doesn't go unnoticed. I'll make sure our boundaries remain clear.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate your understanding.
Thank you for listening to me earlier. I know it was a lot to take in.
It's all right, sir. I just want to make sure everything stays respectful.
Absolutely, and I appreciate that about you. I wanted to ask, would you mind keeping our conversation private? I think it's best if it stays between us.
Sir, I understand your concern, but I also want to make sure everything stays clear and professional.
Of course, I wouldn't want to make you uncomfortable or put you in a difficult position. It's just that some things are best left unsaid for everyone's sake. Can I trust you to keep this just between us?
I understand, sir. As long as we keep things respectful and professional, I won't mention it to anyone.
Thank you. I appreciate your understanding. I'll make sure not to cross any boundaries, and I'm grateful for your trust.
Thank you, sir. I'll continue to do my work as usual.
Sign number 2. Frequent conversations, or unnecessary contact. If he frequently initiates conversations with the maid, especially if they are unnecessary or extended, it may indicate he enjoys her company a bit too much. For example, lingering after simple questions, or trying to engage her in long discussions about personal topics, can suggest more than casual friendliness. Stay tuned. Let me be fast. To make sure the boss can eat right when he gets home. Honey, welcome.
Who's at the kitchen? Wow, the chicken curry tonight was perfect. I don't know what spices the maid used, but she nailed it. It reminded me of that place we went to on vacation, so rich and flavorful.
Is that why you don't answer my greetings? Oh, so when she cooks, it's a 5-star experience, huh? But when I spend hours in the kitchen, it's like just another meal. I've made chicken curry countless times, but I don't remember getting that kind of praise.
No, honey, your cooking is great too. I just thought you did a nice job tonight, that's all.
Uh-huh. Well, maybe I'll just let her do all the cooking since she seems to impress you so much more than I do.
It is not like that.
Every time I put effort into making us a nice meal, you hardly touch it. But when it's something the maid made, you're raving about how great it is. It's like I'm wasting my time even trying. I plan our meals, shop for the best ingredients, cook everything fresh, but all I get are half-hearted compliments. If that. I'm not expecting a 5-star rating. I just want to feel like you appreciate what I make for you. Honestly, it's exhausting, and it feels like nothing I do in the kitchen is ever good enough for you. If you'd rather I leave the cooking to someone else, just say so. I'm done trying to read your mind.
Listen, I know I've been saying great things about the maid's cooking, but I don't think I've been clear enough about how much I appreciate yours, too. I love how you cook with so much care and detail. No one could make those dishes like you do. I know it's easy to focus on the help we have around the house, but I don't want you to feel overlooked or unappreciated. Your meals bring me comfort and happiness in a way that nothing else does. I'm sorry if it seemed like I was taking it for granted. Can we start fresh? I want to make sure you know how much I value everything you do for me and for us.
Can you believe it? I spend hours in the kitchen, trying to make my husband his favorite dishes just the way he likes them. And what does he do? He keeps praising the food that the maid makes. Every time she cooks, he's all smiles, asking for seconds, talking about how perfect it tastes. I don't know what's so special about it. It's like he doesn't even notice all the effort I put into my cooking. It's so unfair. Hey, Anna, I just wanted to bring something to your attention as a friend. I've noticed your husband seems to be getting a little too comfortable around the maid, and I think it might be wise just to keep an eye on things. I know it could be innocent, but sometimes, small gestures or actions can lead to misunderstandings or even unintended feelings. I just wanted to share this with you out of care and respect for you and your marriage. It's probably nothing, but better to be aware than caught off guard. Hope you don't mind me bringing it up. Honestly, I don't know what to think anymore. Lately, he's been spending so much time around the house, and it feels like every time I turn around, he's near her, chatting about this or that, laughing at her jokes. I mean, He's never been this talkative with me over dinner. Are you saying he spends more time with her than with you? It feels that way. He keeps finding reasons to stay in the kitchen when she's around, saying he's helping or checking on something. And I hate to sound jealous, but it's starting to bother me. I don't want to feel like the third wheel in my own home. Have you talked to him about it? I've tried, but he brushes it off, saying I'm overthinking. It just doesn't sit right with me. I don't want to be the kind of wife who's paranoid about a maid, but it's so uncomfortable. I can't help wondering if there is something more going on. Maybe it's worth having a more serious talk with him, just to clear the air. You're right. I need to, or it'll keep eating at me. I just hope he listens. Don't be sad. Listen, I know this is tough to hear, but sometimes, the people we allow close can bring in unwanted complications, even if they don't mean to. If you're noticing that your husband is getting a bit too friendly with the maid, or if there is tension building, it might be best to put some distance between them altogether. Maybe it's time to let her go, send her packing and bring in someone new. This way, you're setting a clear boundary and protecting your peace of mind and your marriage. It's not always about accusing anyone, but just taking a step that feels right for your family. Sarah. I've made up my mind, I'm sending Maria packing.
After 2 weeks. I can't believe you actually sent her packing over this. Do you even realize how crazy this is? You can't just fire someone without proof because of suspicions.
I didn't need proof. I've been noticing things, the way she looks at you, how she's always too attentive to you, even when I'm around.
She was just doing her job. She's been with us for years, taking care of the house and helping us both out. You've never doubted her before. Do you think it's fair to throw her life into chaos over your own assumptions?
I know what I saw, and I'm not going to sit around and let someone come between us. I don't want her here, if there's even a hint of something going on.
But don't you trust me? Do you really think I would disrespect you like that? Instead of talking to me, you fired her without even asking me. That's unfair and unnecessary.
I do trust you, but things have been off lately. I felt like I had to do something about it before it became a bigger issue.
I understand that you have concerns, but this isn't the way to handle it. Sending her away won't help our relationship. It'll just create mistrust between us. Instead of jumping to conclusions, we should work on communicating with each other more openly.
Maybe you're right. I let my insecurities get the best of me. But can you see why it felt like something was off?
I do, and I want us to feel secure with each other. But let's be careful not to make rash decisions that impact other people. We can work on this together, and I'll do my part to make sure you feel comfortable.
All right, maybe I should have handled it differently. I'm sorry. Let's try to work through this as a team.
I get that, but can we agree that a male housekeeper will ease your mind? We can set boundaries and make sure everything feels comfortable, but we need to be a team in these decisions, not make rash ones alone.
Yes, I agree. Let's find someone reliable, and we can set up a schedule that works for both of us. It'll be good to have an extra hand around here.
After 2 days. Good morning, Donald. I wanted to go over a few things I'd like you to take care of today.
Good morning, sir. Sure, what do you need?
First, could you please place some fresh flowers in the living room and dining room? Make sure they're arranged nicely.
Of course, sir. I'll take care of that.
After that, please give the car a thorough wash. The windows could use some extra cleaning, and make sure the interior is tidy as well.
Got it, sir. I'll make sure it's spotless.
And then, if you could sweep and clean around the house, especially the backyard. There are leaves and some clutter there, so please tidy it up.
I'll get on that right after I'm done with the car.
Great, thanks. I appreciate it.
You know, I really appreciate having Donald around. He's very efficient and thorough with the cleaning. I don't know how we managed without him.
Size, yeah, he does his job well, I guess. But you seem to be mentioning him a lot lately.
Oh, I didn't mean to. It's refreshing to have someone who really understands how to keep things organized. Donald, he's really polite and thoughtful with everything he does.
I don't know, I feel like you're a little too impressed. He's just our help. Let's not get too involved.
I understand, but it's nice to have someone who actually takes some of the stress off. I mean, maybe he can take care of a few more things around here, since he does it so well.
I see what you mean, but I just don't want us to get too dependent on him. We've done fine without him for a long time.
You're right, I get it. I'll make sure I keep it professional. I just wanted to let you know I appreciate the difference he's made for us.
All right, just remember he's here to help, not be a big part of our lives. I trust you, but I want us to be careful.
Of course, I understand completely. Thanks for sharing how you feel. I'll make sure to keep things balanced.
All of a sudden you are beginning to dress like me. Hey, I need to have a word with you. I couldn't help but notice that new outfit you're wearing. Did my wife buy that for you?
Oh, yes, sir. Madam thought it would be better for my duties. She wanted me to look more professional.
Professional? I found you in her room yesterday when she was trying it on you. Care to explain what that was all about?
Sir, I was just there because Madam asked me to. She said she wanted to make sure the size was right. I would never disrespect you or cross any lines.
Well, I'm finding it hard to believe. This doesn't look like the professional relationship it's supposed to be. I see the way you look at her. You're getting a little too comfortable around her, aren't you?
No, sir, you misunderstand. I respect Madam very much, and I would never cross any boundaries. I only follow her instructions.
Listen, I'm warning you. I won't tolerate any signs that you're getting too close to her. Remember your place, and if I catch you in her room again without a very good reason, you'll be out the door. Are we clear?
Yes, sir, completely clear. I apologize if I gave the wrong impression. I assure you, I will be more careful.
Good. Just remember, you work for both of us, not just her. I'm watching you.
Donald, please, eat. I don't want you to be so tense, this isn't a formal interview. You're doing so well here.
Thank you, Madam. It's just that I'm not used to dining with you like this. I don't want to overstep any boundaries.
Oh, nonsense. We're both people, Daniel. I'm not so high up on a pedestal, and you are absolutely welcome here. You've been so diligent, and I admire the care you put into your work.
I'll really appreciate that, Madam. It's nice to hear. Sometimes I am scared of the boss behavior.
Don't let it intimidate you. You're here because we see your potential and because I trust you. You've made our home a much more pleasant place to be.
Surprised, really? I didn't know you felt that way. Sometimes I'm afraid he might think I'm not up to his standards.
Well, let me tell you a secret. He can be strict, but deep down, he trusts my judgment. If I say you're a valuable part of our home, he'll see that too. Leanne's and slightly besides, I enjoy your company. You have a kindness that brings warmth here.
Thank you, Madam. That means so much. I'll try not to worry about the boss so much. I'll focus on doing my best for you in the household.
That's all I ask. Just be yourself, Donald. You're doing wonderfully, and I wouldn't change a thing.
What is going on here? What are you doing with a maid at my dining table? I can't believe I came home to find you sitting at the table with him, eating together like it's some cozy dinner date. You're sitting there with our male maid, sharing a meal, laughing. What do people think when they see this? How does it look? Do you think I would ever sit down like that with a woman who works for us? I don't get why you'd ever think this was okay. And you, do not let me see you in my house again. Leave before I take my actions this minute.
Matthew 7:12 says, "So in everything, do to others what you would have them do to you, for this sums up the law and the prophets." This principle encourages kindness, empathy, and respect, suggesting that we treat others the way we ourselves wish to be treated. It is a central teaching in Christian ethics. Thanks for your time.